I'm the first to admit when I bite off more than I can chew.
Wow. Ooh, that sounds so good.
My excitement was high for both the new and familiar. The evening began at Inatô, a restaurant I'd been eyeing since they opened in 2023. My plan was simple. After a 4-course meal at Inatô, I'd be ready to make the short walk next door for an 8-course meal at Toyo Eatery, a restaurant I had the pleasure of experiencing in 2019. Now you might be wondering, why book back-to-back dinners? First, I'm all about maximizing my food experiences. Second, they're right next door to each other. Hello, convenience. Third, as a former big back, I had zero concerns about eating 12 small tasting plates. Of course, every great story has a plot twist, right? Well, mine came crashing down on me at Inatô. My confidence totally crumbled when I learned a little lesson about the difference between a set menu and a tasting menu. Inatô's portions, not tiny. Plus, their 4-course set menu serves a total of 10 dishes. And at Toyo, it turns out their 8-course tasting menu does not mean 8 dishes. They serve 22. You heard me right. 22. Filipino hospitality really knows how to spoil you. They told me I was the first to attempt this back-to-back dining adventure, which ended up totaling 32 dishes. And maybe there's a reason no one else has tried it. Was I nervous? Absolutely. But one thing about me, I don't back down from a challenge. By the time you're watching this video, Inatô has already been crowned by Tatler Dining Philippines as one of the best 20 and Restaurant of the Year for 2025. Oh, and did I mention? Head chef JP Cruz is their Rising Star of the Year. That's a whole lot of shiny awards for a restaurant that's been around for less than 2 years. But honestly, they totally deserve every single one. The dining experts have spoken. Inatô is a treasure of the food world, so you don't need me to tell you how delicious their food is. But hey, for the sake of my foodie street cred, I'll shout it from the rooftops. Inatô's food is just as delectable as everyone says! And don't even get me started on their hospitality. It's the kind of warmth you want to bottle up and hand out to the world. You need to experience it at least once.
Yeah, welcome to Inatô. We have a very special menu for you tonight, which we call Bahala Na. Because for tonight, kami ng bahala sa'yo. That's basically it. We want you to just rest, relax, enjoy, eat and drink. And it's going to be a special one because we're using ingredients not just from the Philippines but from all over the world. But yung approach natin to the flavors, the food, everything is really very much Filipino forward. So yeah, if you have any questions, anything, you can just let us know. We're going to start in a bit. So hope you enjoy.
Thank you. We're so excited. Thank you. Salamat.
So this one is lambanog from Candelaria, Quezon. And the green mango shrub with lemongrass and pandan syrup and then toasted coconut infused. Very light and refreshing.
Thank you.
Okay.
There's no footage of me sipping my lambanog at manga, but just know this. It was my first taste of lambanog and it was love at first sip. After that, spotting lambanog on a cocktail menu became my personal side quest in Manila. If it was there, I was ordering it with no hesitation.
We always want to start with something nice and warm, so it's our chicken soup. So we're using organically grown chickens from Baras Rizal, where they don't use any antibiotics whatsoever, naturally grown. But what's special about it is, I call it a labor of love because it takes 3 days to make.
Wow.
So just to get all those rich flavors. It's a really nice silky texture because we use a lot of the parts that are a bit higher in collagen. So this one really special. It's our sinuglao.
Oh, yeah.
So grilled and then kinilaw, but we're using scallops from Hokkaido.
Wow.
So really nice texture. This one we pair with coconut vinegar, but then the sauce naman is made of kamyas and tomatoes. And just to make it a little bit more light and refreshing, we have a pomelo salad with cilantro and pickled ubud. And last in our glass plate, something more rich and indulgent is my favorite. It's piniritong bulaklak.
Wow.
So chicharon bulaklak, which we're getting from Botolan, Zambales, actually where my dad is from.
Nice.
This one, same. Boiled 6 times to give it a clean flavor and then fried twice just for that extra crispy bite. And then for a boost of flavor, we have a rich pork glaze on top with spiced coconut vinegar underneath. So for this one, no rules. There's no specific order on how you should enjoy it. However you just want to enjoy it, feel free to do so.
The night was off to a strong start with this absolutely delightful first course.
The scallops are so good with the pomelo.
3 dishes in, and I was feeling unstoppable. Like I was born for this kind of confident.
Alright, so this next one actually is Atlantic Black Hot, which we're getting from the US. So it's known for its rich, not just flavor but texture. So just to add a bit of contrast, we fried it in a light batter. But the winner for this one, for me at least, is the sauce. So we have two. The first one is the red dollop on the side. It's a local fruit called tamarindo. We're getting this one from Paul Commander province in the north. It's actually from the same family as the tomato, but there's like a rich, like more tart sourness to it. And the second one, the main, I guess, idea behind it is this traditional spice-based called palapa. You'll find it actually more popular in Maranao cuisine.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The three main ingredients for that one is sakura, lemongrass, and local chilies. And then depending on the province, some like use ginger, some use turmeric, some even like add in toasted coconut. But just to add a nice balance of textures, we mix ours with gata or coconut steam. And then the finishings off right on top, we have a local seaweed called lato or sea grapes
Yeah.
with seeing labuyo, like a thin slice for a nice pop of meat. We have steamed labanos or radish for a creamier texture. And then, I'm not sure if you noticed it, but there's a white speck underneath the chili.
Okay.
That one is a traditional condiment in Negros naman. It's called batitis. It's a freshwater clam that usually when they harvest by hand, they just add a little bit of salt. So it becomes sort of like this very potent brine, and then they eat it with everything. So we just added a little bit just to add a nice pop of flavor. And then to go with it, we have a chicken skewer, or inihaw na manok. We're using the same chicken as a soup a while ago, but this one is a very interesting part. It's actually the batok or the nape area of the chicken. So we cut an entire strip of the back, took out all the bones, and just grilled it over charcoal. We have a little bit of lemon zest for aroma, but if you prefer that extra layer of acidity, we have local lemons from Benguet on the side, which you can just freely squeeze out.
Wow. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Mm. 5 dishes deep, savoring every bite like a food champ.
Wow.
And look at that smile. Unbothered, unshaken, thriving even. I was in my element. Or at least that's what I thought.
You don't have to finish everything. We'll enjoy the rice, but I can enjoy it.
Okay, thank
Right.
you.
We have now reached the most important part of our meal, the part where we serve rice.
Yep.
So since we are serving you ulam, obviously it's gonna come with the rice. The rice we're using is actually from Negros.
Okay.
It's a short grain variety, so you get this really nice flavor, texture, and aroma. The best part about our rice, although it might not work in your advantage tonight because we are having dinner in Toyo, it's unlimited rice.
Oh gosh.
Pero huwag muna. We work with a lot of farms locally. We have an ensalada for you as well. So
Okay.
this one is grilled eggplant with pickled papaya. We have cherry tomatoes and pickled red onions. What's something special actually about this one, if you notice the purple shrub lining down the middle, that one is a local seaweed from Ilocos called gamit or gamit. This one only grows during the rainy season, and it actually makes it a little bit more dangerous and difficult for the farmers to harvest it because they usually grow on the rocky shores of the north. So for them, they call it black gold. It's that precious. And we just season everything with calamansi. And your platito is our binalot or roll. This one is piniritong pata. So we're using local black pigs from Batangas. We first boil these ones and then fry and then finish off in the grill. Just to give it that nice healthy balance, we wrapped it with oak leaf lettuce and red onions. And then the wrapper, actually something that's very interesting, it's soybean skin. So we just brushed with a little bit of soy sauce and vinegar and then finished off with salt. As your ulam is being finished off, right in Manila, this one, for your main course for the night, it's our Iberico collar. So we're getting this one from actually one of the oldest towns to produce Iberico, specifically in Hello, Salamanca, Spain. And the collar is actually really known for its not just meaty flavor, but the texture. So we grill this one for 6 hours over charcoal. And to give it a nice balance of flavor and texture, we have a homemade gravy using local black pigs also. But to give it an extra light funkiness or the extra bit of savoriness, we grated right on top pommes cheese, which we're getting from France. Then assortment of pickles such as bell pepper and rocky onions, and then grilled watercress underneath.
This was the turning point. The moment the food high started creeping into uh-oh territory. The ulam portion was generous and my taste buds were thrilled, but my stomach was starting to send gentle SOS warnings of fullness. It was time to hype myself up. You got this. Eyes on the prize. Okay, deep breath. The Inatô finish line was in sight.
This one is a sweet bread. We're working with veal that we're getting from the Netherlands. And then we coat it in a light batter. And this one, we coat it as well with some roasted garlic butter, some achara vinegar, and just
few bits of spring onions.
Alright, so for our dessert, we have here our chocolate tart. So we're actually using 72% dark chocolate from La Union. This one we actually bake twice. First up, he only bakes the crust, which is actually made of pili nuts. It's right before serving with the mousse, so you get this nice, crispy, and creamy contrast of textures. But for flavor, since we always want that salty, sweet, bitter combo, we're gonna finish it off with a little bit of manchego.
Wow.
A little bit. Just like a
Just a tiny bit.
tiny bit.
With this one, we use cascara of the cacao, the shells of the cacao seed.
Oh wow, okay.
So we get this one naman from Marinduque.
What's the significance of pouring like where you're rotating?
So that I can, or you may taste like not just the soft part of the
Ah,
rice. Very even
interesting.
out. Even the a while ago, that's what we do. That everyone gets the same taste.
Wow, okay. Smells like chocolate. Smells so good. And a little woodsy. You know the saying, there's always room for dessert and tea? That's my food philosophy. Now, if only my stomach could find room for a second dinner. Huge shout out to the Inatô team, not just for serving up an insanely delicious dinner with all the warm, welcoming vibes, but for also being the ultimate hype squad I didn't know I needed. They had my back throughout dinner with gentle reminders like, pace yourself with the unlimited rice, and you don't have to finish everything. Absolute legends. Kind, supportive, and clearly on a mission to keep me alive for dinner at Toyo. See you all again the next time I'm in Manila. With a solid 30-minute halftime between dinners, I did what any overly full but wildly determined foodie would do. Walk 10 laps around the parking lot. Did it make room for more food? Questionable. But hey, it felt productive and slightly dramatic. You know that older sibling who's super talented, wins all the awards, and somehow still manages to be really nice? That's Toyo Eatery. Their younger sibling? That's Inatô. Fresh, fun, and ready to make waves. But don't get it twisted. This is not a sibling rivalry. It's all love and teamwork. Together, they're Barangay Toyo, a tight-knit crew serving up serious Filipino flavor with even more Pinoy heart. Toyo's been proudly repping Filipino food on Asia's 50 best restaurants every year since 2019, starting at number 43 and climbing to number 24 in 2024. They've been named the best restaurant in the Philippines 5 years in a row, and as of 2025, they're still the only Filipino restaurant on the list. Now that's setting the bar high. And it's not just about their food. Toyo took home the Sustainable Restaurant Award in 2023 for their eco-friendly focus and love for our culinary heritage. And in 2025, they won the Jin Mare Art of Hospitality Award for their top-notch service and unforgettable dining experience. They're that good. Mindful, friendly, fun, and super welcoming. Tara, kain tayo sa Toyo Eatery, where the food's world-class and the vibe feels just like home.
A total of 22 dishes, and I hope you guys are prepared for this. But let me start you with a warm welcome. We have here our sabaw at mais. So for our soup, it's actually vegetable broth. It consists of these vegetables that is steamed overnight for about 8 hours to get the consistency of the broth that we like. And for this one, it's our art appreciation to our local farmers that gives us our local produce. So we have 3 main groups we're partnered with. We have Good Food, Teraoka Farm, and Sambali Beach Farm, which all practices organic farming and all locally sourced in different parts of the Philippines. So tonight's menu consists of like a travel to the different parts of the Philippines. Right? Inside your cup, we added moringa oil. That's the green oil that's floating. You can start with your soup, and then we can move on to our first snack. This is mais or steamed corn. And I'll be adding this local salt on top. The salt is called asin-tultul, and it's basically made out of driftwood na inanod sa pagpang, or basically they got from the seashore, which the local family, they burn the salt and in the ash, they cook it in a big linera or food pan, and you put the oil and coconut milk. So the coconut milk gives off the savory pungent flavor. You can try it on your plate first, and then you can move on to having your soup and stew.
Wow.
The salt is really good on the corn. The salt brings out the sweetness of the corn.
Right, for your next dish, we got here halaan, or as we know it more, it's clams. This one we steamed and then we added tapuy, our local rice wine, which we source out from Ilocos. So about 10-hour drive from here. And then underneath we added bamboo shoots to add some crunch, ginger foam, sour base. And on top is malunggay powder and fried dahon ng sili. So this is not spicy. You can scoop this from top to bottom. Make sure you get every layer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's kind okay, I know she explained it as a savory dish, but it's kind of unexpected because when I looked at it, I thought it was like a matcha dessert or something. So in my mind, I was expecting something sweet, but it's really savory, creamy, good. I like that it has malunggay powder on top. Very nice.
But let me introduce you the more traditional way of cooking shrimp, which is called halabos. Halabos is basically boiling it and putting it on an ice bath. The next one is our own dish, which is shrimp wrapped in sweet potato leaf, and then we added sourdough batter on top.
Oh wow.
Which is coming from our own bakery, Toyo Panaderia. And then on top is homemade tomato garlic powder. You can also try it without the suka first, and the next bite, make sure you add sausawan. And for this one, very Filipino, we'll be doing kamayan, so use your hands.
That one's so good.
So for your next course for tonight, it's going to be a series of different kinilaw. So we can start with our showpiece here. This one is a local fruit, tabon tabon. It's basically a wild fruit from Butuan, Mindanao. It has antibacterial properties, and actually locals in the past, they just get this inner layer meat and chew it as their mouthwash.
Oh wow.
We have this local yeast called ubot, which we shave into cooked white rice, and it slowly ferments the rice. So that fermented rice, we cover our fish with it, and it draws out the moisture, leaving the natural flavors of the fish. So a lot tender or softer into its texture, but more flavorful. Right? You can start with the one on your left side first. This is mackerel with yakun on top. The next one you can have is a chip right here. You can pick it up and have it in 1 to 2 bites. It's like a nacho chip with that's made out of eggplant. Then on top is kinilaw na kambing. So we use different parts of the goat. Specifically, we have banana ketchup here that we use to make our goat sauce with. And then we also have bits of goat that we torch, so it's not completely raw. We added tuba vinegar as well to kilaw it. And on top is sharon, kambing, fried goat skin, and citruses. Lastly is our tuna, which we soak in toyo. And then coconut milk on top, used with chili. So it's a lot spicier than the others. That's why we suggest to eat this last. But you don't have to finish everything. You can take one bite, and then reset.
16 down. I'm dazed and full, but quitting isn't on the menu. Next course, please. I'm starving. I'm no joke. We did 10 laps in the parking lot. I'm not kidding. Exactly 10 laps. And I'm still drinking lemon. Thank you. This is so good. The kambing. I've never had chicharon na kambing.
You got here another component, but this time the cooking technique is inihaw. So this is 3-cut pork barbecue, one of the OG dishes here at Toyo, and our chef's favorite as well. So it's a different approach to doing the normal barbecue. We actually layered different cuts of meat. So we have belly, pork shoulder, and pork leg. And we also added pickled radish on top. This one you can dip on your dipping sauce. And you can eat it in between of your kinilaws.
Okay.
So the reason why we suggest you have one bite of the kilaw, one bite of inihaw, it's actually a mixture of flavors.
Mhm.
So basically in Ilonggo, inihaw is called sinugba. And kilaw, of course, and when you mix that,
Sinuglaw.
together, it's sinuglaw. Right, so if you could try getting one bite of the kilaw, one bite of the inihaw, it's a match made in heaven with your palate.
Mmm. Super good. You can tell that there's different layers in it. It's really good.
So this is pork broth base, and then we added 3 vegetables that are on the textural side, specifically okra, usually in sinigang, and then we have saluyot in sinabawang gulay, and we also have radish.
The broth is really nice, and there's a lot of okra in it. Very nice.
This here is soybean curd. In the middle, we added a sauce made out of 3 souring agents. We have kamyas, local fruit that's small, color green, crisp, very sour, some tomato and green onion. On top is grilled oyster mushroom, and you can scoop this as well from top to bottom. You should get every layer in one bite.
Mmm. There's so much flavor in the oyster mushrooms. Really nice, and the tofu is very silky and creamy. Very nice pairing.
Next dish, we have a few different components here. You can start your first bite by trying the blue crab on your right side, which we steam. This one is sourced out from Cebu. And then we added tapuy on top, which is our local rice wine. And then on the middle, you can try it with the sauce on your second bite. You got here coconut milk with palapa. Palapa is a Marinao province practice where they pound bird's eye chili and sakurab. Sakurab is basically a local shallots. You have your crispies, which is lulong, sibuyas Tagalog, and chopped chips.
Whoa. That's super tender. That's so good all together. Oh my god. The middle gives it so much umami, and then the crunchiness of this with the soft crab is really good. There's a little bit of a kick to it, but it's really good.
On our palate cleanser, it's not your usual cold and sweet palate cleansers this time. It's hot and a bit of bitter. It uses local lime. It's called kabayawa. You can get 1 piece of the leaf here, break it and smell it to see how pungent our local lime is. Just take 1 each and sip through the bigger bowl. Just take small sips. Reset your palate. But as you can see, it's served the Filipino way, which is salo-salo, or meant to be shared, family style. And of course, what is a family style without rice?
Wow.
So this is what we call silog sa palayok, which we use Inatô rice. It's a local variety of rice coming from Ifugao Mountain Province. This is an heirloom rice, and it's actually just harvested once a year. We cook this in garlic and fish roe eggs to make it silog. On top, we added grilled mahi-mahi fish and shoy sauce. The mahi-mahi, actually, that is the mahi-mahi over there, which we fillet every day. And then we got another fish here, which is bisugo. So the way we cook this is we just pour hot oil on top of the skin. So the scales is crisp enough to be eaten. We also debone this, so you can eat everything from head to tail. And lastly is our grilled chicken from Rizal. It's slowly grilled with a sauce underneath made out of cassia leaf. It's like laurel, bay leaf, but the leaf is bigger and milder alongside with your chicken that we wrap in pork chow. Get best of both worlds, which are meat, chicken, pork, and on top is garlic chips and onion chips. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh yeah, it's super soft. Oh. That's super light. Even though it's fried, it's super light and crispy on the top, but it's not heavy at all. It's good. The salad on the side is like a much needed pairing. It's really nice. Brightens everything up. For some reason I can't cut through the vegetables, so I'll just eat it all in one bite. Mmm.
You got here our black rice pudding. In the middle, we added different fruits. We have longgan, makapuno, nata de coco. And then on top is buko, sorbetes, and meringue powder.
Ooh, the texture of the bottom one is so interesting. Mmm. Whoa, it's super refreshing. There's a strong caramel flavor coming from something. And the nata de coco texture is a nice contrast to the soft ice cream and the pudding at the bottom.
This is our second dessert for tonight. It's called Rosella. So Rosella is actually a local flower here in the Philippines, and we get ours from Abra, from the farm of one of our chefs. So here we wanted to recreate the choco mallow. Are you aware of that?
No,
Choco mallow.
I'm not.
Oh no! So it's a popular Filipino grocery store snack.
Okay.
You can find it in Filipino grocery stores here and abroad. It contains the structure of a cookie on the bottom, marshmallow in the middle, and chocolate on the outside. So we basically kept it the same, except we incorporated Rosella as much as we could. So the coloring down to the flavors all coming from the flour. We're gonna pair it with this Rosella sauce.
It is really tart. It reminds me of raspberry, but obviously it's different, but it has that similar level of tartness as a raspberry. It's nice. And I do like floral desserts, so I like that they use the flour.
And for this one, it's made by a few families, but specifically we get from this one family that her dad started the tradition of making the timbok. So what they do, they soak coconut husks in salt water for about 3 to 4 months to get its salinity. Afterwards, they get it, they dry it under the sun during the drying period. It can't be rained on, or the process is bad dessert.
Oh wow.
But if it completely dries out, they line it up in circles along with wood fire, and they burn the wood fire as well as the coconut husks. And the ash itself, they make a salt brine with it. So they make ash with salt, and they cook this in this actual clay pot. So they hang this on top of wood fire, and then that's where they pour slowly the salt solution. And once it evaporates, the top cracks, and they also crack the clay pot where it was cooked. They use a salt. We'll shade this on your next dessert, which is leche flan ice cream. So we make our own leche flan first. We add milk and we let it rest. We add milk and cream, let it rest for another day. We shred it in our own ice cream maker, making it about 3 days to make the ice cream.
The saltiness of the salt actually exaggerates the flavor profile of the leche flan ice cream in a really good way. Because at first, when I tried it without the salt, it took a while for the flavor of the leche flan to actually come through. I think because it's so creamy that at first it was just like a creamy flavor, and then the leche flan flavor came out. But when you take it after the salt has been shaved on top, the leche flan flavor is really bursting on like initial touch of your tongue.
You have a little activity, a little do-it-yourself. I know you've had a lot to take in tonight, so we have a little exercise. This is by pounding our Malikot siya. It's basically made out of sugarcane syrup. It's a type of sweetener that we got from Ilocos. So for your next one, this is ube halaya. So ube halaya, halaya is a cooking technique of adding coconut milk to a certain ingredient, and they mix it up for a couple of hours until they get their desired halaya consistency.
Smells so good.
Thank you. So specifically, we use ube kinampay. It's a type of ube that is coming from Bohol.
It's not overly sweet, and the ube flavor is really nice and like pure. It tastes like pure ube, and it's not too sweet. It's really nice. The texture is really smooth.
We also got your last desserts for tonight. This time it's sweets. First of all, congratulations. So we have a little message for you guys. It says here, see you in Gotomons. And for your last desserts, we got cassava cake. This time we cooked it twice. First we bake it in our pugon, or the brick oven over there. And then we grill it so it has a very charcoaly flavor on the outer layer. And lastly is our dark chocolate bonbon with caramel and patis.
It's nice and toasty on the outside. The cassava is soft. Nice. Very nice. The flavor of that patis is so good at bringing out the chocolate flavor. It's nice. Salty sweet. Super good.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, Inatô. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, 32 dishes in one night. I didn't think I'd make it, but somehow I crushed it. Every single bite. That was insane. And honestly, maybe a double dinner should be a one-time thing. But part of me is already planning the sequel. Just kidding. Kinda.